pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the town board meeting for the town of Windsor, November 2nd, 2016. Tonight, we will open up with a public hearing on the proposed 2017 budget. And in case anybody didn't know, this is not Jack Finnegan sitting outside. Story Casey, our deputy controller, and she's going to make a presentation tonight. You have the floor, Doreen.
Good evening. Since the New York State tax cap was first implemented in 2012, the town has consistently been in compliance. For 2017, the town is once again in compliance and under the cap. This year was even further restricted, with the tax levy growth factor set at only 0.68%. Per the tax cap formula, the town's allowable increase in levy is $314,000. However, the proposed increase is only $233,600. Further minimizing the impact on tax rates, the town's valuation rose by $2.2 million to $368 million. The resulting effect to the town's overall property tax rates is an increase of 38.5 cents per $1,000 valuation. This change consists of a general fund levy increase of 5.5%, with a 90-cent increase in tax rate, a highway fund levy decrease of 0.5% with a 12-cent decrease in tax rate, a garbage fund levy decrease of 0.4% with a 5-cent decrease in tax rate, an ambulance fund levy increase of 0.4% with a less than half a cent increase in tax rate, various water districts levy decrease of 9.1% with a 34-cent average decrease in tax rates, and various sewer districts levy decrease of 19.5% with an average decrease of 21 cents per point, or $2.10 per typical home of 10 points. As displayed in the illustrated tax bill and the budget handouts, if you have one, for a single-family home with an assessed valuation of $40,000, which is equivalent to a full valuation of about $214,000, the combined general and highway funds tax bill would increase by about $31, offset by a decrease of $17.74 for the special districts in total. The overall change in the town portion of the property tax bill would be an increase of $13.27. Water and sewer fund revenues are not raised in property taxes, but are raised through quarterly utility billings based on consumption for water rates and a point system for sewer rates. The water fund budget proposes a town water rate decrease of 3.3% from $9.19 to $8.89 per 1,000 gallons. This is mainly due to a decrease in the capital outlay budget in the water fund, as well as an increase in anticipated water production from town wells. The sewer fund budget proposes a rate increase of 2% from $16.20 to $16.40 per point per year. A typical home is 10 points, resulting in a $2 increase for the year. The town's aggregate budget increased by $234,900, or 0.7%, to $34.58 million. 43%, or $14.7 million, of the revenue budget is raised in property taxes. The other 57% is raised through non-levy sources, including sales tax, franchise fees, New York State aid, property rentals, justice court fines, and other departmental income, as well as water and sewer quarterly billings. Town labor makes up 32% of the expenditure budget, which also has a largest dollar increase of $421,900, or 3.9%. This is mainly due to rate, step, and longevity increases as negotiated in the PDA and CSEA contracts. Contractual O&M costs are another 32% of the budget and rose only 1.1% over the prior year. Employee benefits make up 21% of the budget and increased by $241,000 or 3.4%. This is due to rising medical insurance costs, but for active and retired employees, but were offset slightly by decreasing pension contribution rates. Debt service makes up 5% of the budget and decreased by $437,000 or 21%. This is due to the maturities of a 1996 bond issue, several ban issues, and a general fund installment debt issue. Capital outlay, excluding long-term construction projects in the capital project fund, make up 3% of the town budget and is down $372,000 or 26.4% over 2016. With the exception of budgeted amounts for capital construction in the water and sewer funds for routine short-term projects that arise throughout the year, there's no major capital purchases budgeted for 2017 for items that, except for items that would be mainly offset through a revenue source, including 3 police vehicles, which will be funded through federal seized assets, and park improvements and equipment to be funded through parkland funds, and therefore no tax impact. Lastly, because the town was in compliance with the New York State tax cap for the 2016 budget, and also has an efficiency plan approved by New York State, the residents of the town will be receiving a tax refund this fall from New York State for year 2 of the tax freeze for the increase in the town portion of their property tax bills from 2015 to 2016. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. I think we're going to keep you around. Doreen and Jack worked very hard on the budget. We put it together a couple of days ago, actually, the final budget. All the little tweaks in this, we put to bed a few days ago. Is there any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, you made a comment about the so-called tax refund for the fiscal 15 years, 16 years,
Yep.
sometime this fall. I heard something in the paper of $481. That still doesn't make sense.
$481 for us, I doubt.
Well,
Yeah.
this is just the town portion,
Yeah.
which would be maybe, depending on what your assessed valuation is, about $31.
Yeah,
You know, the rebate goes to your entire tax bill, I believe, the county, the school, and everything.
As whoever, whatever jurisdictions were compliant with the tax freeze.
But that seems like an awful lot of money.
it does.
Seems like an awful lot. It's the difference between this year's rate and last year's rate. I don't know what this, to be very truthful, I don't know what the school rate went up. I just paid it, I
And if
just
they
closed
were-
my eyes and wrote a check.
So I can estimate it.
Actually, this
Early
year,
Christmas.
What down?
the school portion isn't in the refund this year.
Really?
That was in the 2 prior years. Where the town portion was in last fall and this fall.
Okay.
Sure, it figures the first year I don't have an escrow.
So,
Anyone else? Okay, entertain a motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bayside?
Yes.
Councilman Murphy?
Yes.
Supervisor Reed?
Yes, Chair, entertain a motion, Town Board of Town of Windsor adopt as follows. Whereas the Town Board of Town of Windsor met on November 2nd, 2016, as specified in the public notice hearing on preliminary budget and heard all persons interested in saying, and now therefore be resolved that said board does hereby adopt the budget as annual budget of the town of Windsor for the fiscal year beginning the first day of January 2017. Excuse me, and that said budget is as so adopted be entered in the details of the minutes of this meeting as hereto attached marked number 1, and be it further resolved that the town clerk of the town of Windsor shall certify in triplicate copies of said budget as adopted pursuant to section 202 subdivision 2 of town law, and shall file 1 certified copy in her office, transmit 2 certified copies to the town supervisor who presents said budget to the Orange County Legislature. Further, that the town clerk be authorized to advertise same as required by law.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bayside?
Yes.
Councilwoman Murphy?
Yes.
Supervisor Supervisor Green.
Yes. You did a very good job. Thank you. Chair, entertain a motion, the town board of Town of Windsor to approve the public minutes, the minutes of the public hearing regarding proposed local law override tax levy limit. The minutes of the town, the minutes of the public hearing held on local law solar moratorium, and minutes of the town board meeting held on October 5th, 2016, as per copies posted on town clerk's bulletin board in town hall, and same distributed to each of the town board members.
Moved. Second. Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilman Miller?
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes. Hearing no objections, town board of town of Windsor received and filed with the town clerk fully executed snow and ice agreement between the town of Windsor and the county of Orange for various roads for the 2016-17 snow season. We're not gonna have any snow. Who's gonna matter? You hear that, Anthony? No snow.
Don't tell Jessica.
Only on the grass.
There you go, I like that. Hearing no objections, town board of town of Windsor received and filed sealed bids received in public open on October 20th, 2016 for land clearing for the Water Hill Wood Golf Project. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor award the bid for land clearing to Boulder Hill Tree and Excavating in the amount of $52,000 as the lowest responsible bid in accordance with General Municipal Law, Section 103, and as recommended by McGoley Hauser and Etzel Consulting Engineers in the attached correspondence.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes, Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor authorize final payment in the sum of $26,463.18 to Montana Construction Corporation for the Clark View Water Main Replacement Project pursuant to recommendation of McGoley Hauser and Etzel Consulting Engineers, DPC.
Moved. Second. Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes, Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor authorize final payment in the sum of $7,529 to Nini Callahan for the STP box culvert project pursuant to recommendation of McGoley Hauser and Etzel Consulting Engineers, DPC.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town in Windsor call a public hearing to be held on December 7th, 2016 at 7 p.m. in the town hall, 555 Union Avenue, New Windsor, New York, and authorize town clerk to advertise for same pursuant to local law regarding the proposed repeal and rescinding of local law number 3, 2016, override the tax levy limit established in General Municipal Law, Section 3-C.
Moved. Second. Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes, Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor adopt the following resolution, whereas the supervisor of town of Windsor on November 2nd, 2016 transmitted to this board a statement of unpaid fire inspection charges filed with the town clerk on November 2nd, 2016, containing a brief description of the property on which fire inspection charges are unpaid and the names of persons or corporations liable to pay the same in the amount chargeable to each. Now be resolved that the levy on the 2017 tax roll of the town of Windsor against the property set forth in said statement and the unpaid fire inspection charges so transmitted to the board, and that the amount thereof be set forth as unpaid fire inspection charges on the 2017 tax roll for a total of $7,575. Be it further resolved that the amount so levied should be placed in the warrant of the county legislature issued to the tax receiver of the town of Windsor in the same manner as general taxes are levied and collected, and shall be like liens in general taxes until the amount thereof is paid.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes, it seems to be down appreciably from what it was. That's $7,000.
The unpaid portion, I guess.
Yeah, it seems to be anyway. Chair will entertain a motion, the town board of town of Windsor adopts the following resolution, whereas the supervisor of town of Windsor on November 2nd, 2016, transmitted to this board a statement of unpaid water, sewer, and beaver dam garbage charges filed with the town clerk on November 2nd, 2016, containing a brief description of the property on which water, sewer, and beaver dam garbage charges are unpaid in the names of each person or corporation liable to pay the same and the amount chargeable to each. Now therefore be it resolved and to be levied on the 2017 tax roll of the town of New Windsor against the property set forth in said statement, and the unpaid water, sewer, and beaver dam garbage charges are so transmitted to the board, and the amount thereof be set as unpaid utilities on the 2017 tax roll for a total of $943,158.68. Be it further resolved that the amount so levied should be placed in the warrant of the county legislature, issued to the tax receiver of said town in the same manner as general taxes are levied and collected, and should be like as mean as general taxes until the amount thereof is paid.
Move. Second.
Councilman Rainbow?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of New Windsor, adopt the following resolution, whereas the town of New Windsor requires certain engineering work to be performed, namely general town engineering services outlined in the proposal from McGoey Housing and Missile Consulting Engineers, PC, dated September 19, 2016. Planning Board and Engineering Services as outlined in the proposal from McGoey Housing and Missile Consulting Engineers, PC, dated September 19, 2016. Be it resolved that the engineering firm McGoey Housing and Missile Consulting Engineers, PC, 33 Airport Center Drive, Suite 202, New Windsor, New York, be retained as engineers for the town of New Windsor for the year 2017, and to be compensated according to the proposals dated September 19, 2016, and attached to the standard schedule submitted by the consulting engineers.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rainbow?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, hearing no objections, town board of town of Windsor receive and file certificate as to no referendum in the matter of sale of a portion of Lafayette Drive. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor authorize the town clerk to advertise pursuant to law calling for sealed bids for St. Joseph's Drainage Project, which will be received and publicly opened on the 18th day of November 2016 at 2 p.m. local time at the office of the town of New Windsor Town Clerk, 555 Union Avenue, New Windsor, New York. The town board of town of Windsor reserves all right to reject any and all bids.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rainbow?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, so everybody knows that's a CDBG grant. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor authorize supervisor to execute an agreement between the town of Windsor and Richard Cole to provide nuisance wildlife control at New Windsor landfill for a cost not to exceed $1,300. Said agreement is in effect from January 1st, 2017 to December 31st, 2017.
Moved. Second.
Councilman Rainbow?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor pursuant to Article 2B of New York State Executive Law, adopt Town of New Windsor Comprehensive Emergency Plan dated April 2016 and direct the Town of New Windsor Emergency Management Coordinator to disseminate a copy of same to each department head and file a copy of the plan with the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rainbow?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, I thank Sergeant Sager, he put a lot of effort into getting this done. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor authorizes solicitor's permit submitted by Luke Vendura, 296 Knapshaw Road, Bloomingburg, New York, to solicit solar energy for Solar City in the town. Permit should be obtained by the town, from the town clerk's office.
Moved. Second.
Councilman Rainbow?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor authorizes solicitor's bid by Jennifer Mills, 49 Gleason Boulevard, Pleasant Valley, New York, to solicit solar energy for Solar City in the town. Permit should be obtained from the town clerk's office.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rainbow?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Markey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, whereas the Chair will entertain a motion to adopt the following resolution, whereas on or about August 1st, 2016, Frontier Communications of New York Incorporated made an application to the town of Windsor for a non-exclusive cable franchise agreement to offer cable video service in the town of Windsor. And whereas after proper notice, a public hearing was held on September 7th, 2016 at 7 p.m. Town of Windsor Town Hall, at which time all interested parties were heard. And whereas execution of this non-exclusive cable franchise agreement is a ministerial act not subject to state environmental quality review. And whereas this franchise agreement is subject to the approval of the Public Service Commission of the State of New York, now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Windsor authorized supervisor entered into a non-exclusive franchise agreement with Frontier Communications of New York, its successors and/or assigns for a period of 15 years, the consideration for which shall be 5% of gross revenues paid to the town on a quarterly basis, commencing with the filing of the franchise agreement with the New York State Public Service Commission.
Moved.
Second. Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board of Town of Windsor call a public hearing to be held on December 7th, 2016 at 7 p.m. in Town Hall, Town of Windsor, and authorize the town clerk to advertise for same pursuant to the law regarding proposed change to section 280.11 and section 280.29 of the Vehicle Traffic Law of the Town of Windsor, each entitled penalties for offenses.
Move. Second.
Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Chief, so you know, John Martin did all that with Jess, and did a very good job on
Put
it.
a lot of effort into that.
Yeah, put a lot of effort, that was very nice. Hearing no objections, Town Board of Town of Windsor receive and file irrevocable offer of dedication from Highview Estates of Orange County Incorporated to New Windsor, Town of New Windsor, dated May 17, 2016, and recorded in the Orange County Clerk's Office on the 9th day of August 2016, and Lieber 14089 at page 868, for a portion of section 57, block 1, lot 88.212, section 99, block 1, lot 36, 37, 38, portion of section 99, block 1, lot 35, and a portion of section 99, block 1, lot 26. Okay? There's gonna be a test on that. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board of Town of Windsor adopt the following resolution, whereas a grant has been made to the Town of Windsor from the Local Initiative Support Corporation, LISIC, LSIC, and whereas the goal of the grant is to support the preservation and development of affordable rental housing throughout New York State, and there's currently an eligible affordable rental housing project in the Town of Windsor, and whereas this project is subject to the requirements of State Environmental Quality Review Act, and whereas the Town Board has determined that this is an unlisted action and has caused to be prepared the short form EAF, and whereas the Town Board hereby assumes lead agency and on coordinated review has determined that this project will not have a significant impact on the environment. Now therefore be resolved that the Town Board of Town of Windsor authorize the supervisor to execute the short form EAF, determine that this is an unlisted action which will have no significant effect on the environment, and declare a negative declaration. Authorize the supervisor to accept the LISIC, is that what it's, how it's
I
pronounced?
think they just say list.
LISC, okay. Grant, and authorize the supervisor to award the LISC grant to Access Supports for Living and to grant any and all documents necessary to accept and award the grant.
Move. Second.
Councilman Riggenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassadi? Yes. Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, hearing no objections, Town Board of Town of Windsor receive and file response CSC 50609 from Colonial Surety Company in the amount of $155,975.88 for Schuylkill Farm subdivision. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the clerk to release letter of credit 200705 issued on July 5th, 2007 by Walden Federal Savings and Loan for a school subdivision in the amount of $62,000 as recommended by Goy Hauser and that's Consulting Engineers to be received by the related letter dated August 31st, 2016.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilor Ravenbaum?
Yes.
Councilor Longstream?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiatti? Yes. Councilor Malarkey?
Yes. Supervisor Green?
Yes. Following reports received, recorded, and filed with the town clerk. Town clerk's report, October 2016. Recreation Department, October 2016. Tax receiver, water, sewer, and garbage, 2016. Justice Calhoun's report, October 2016. Justice Thorpe's report, October 2016. Police Department report, October 2016. The building department for the month of October 2016. Board,
Nothing?
nothing. Public hearing, or public public forum, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to commend the police department for doing such a great job on Halloween night in our development, Butterhill. We had a little increase in children coming around there. I think we had about 600 at our house.
Wow.
And, that's the truth. And without the police department there, they would have been told havoc and was in the development. And they were directing all the traffic where Dollar General is across the street and parking all the cars over there. And I really commend them for
They do a good job.
without them, like I said, we would
Every year,
I'll pass it on to Frank and Clark.
done a great job.
We didn't have enough candy for all those people.
they always, they work very hard.
I ran out.
Lights off.
I saw my there 3 times. You got me.
Yeah.
Who else? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, as a mother of a young daughter, I wanted to know why that the town of New Windsor has not been proactive in communicating to its residents about the exposure of the PFOS, the cancer-causing chemicals in the water supply, first in Newburgh and now being reported in New Windsor. New Windsor faces a water contamination crisis. A dozen private wells in New Windsor near Stewart Air National Guard Base, the major source of the contamination, have already tested positive for this class of toxic chemicals. The long-term health of New Windsor residents in certain households with private wells are at risk. These toxic chemicals do not break down easily and will remain in the soil forever. They have already seeped into Silver Stream, which flows into the Moodna Creek Basin. It's at this basin that the town of New Windsor is drilling for new water supply, the Butterhill wells. This basin is at risk of contamination from the PFOS, if not already. There is a real threat of contamination to our future water supply. Our future water supply has been directly subjected to contamination by these PFOS from Stewart Air National Guard. The town of New Windsor has put no public pressure on the proper agencies to rectify this travesty. The town of New Windsor has spent millions in search for a dependable new water supply that is now threatened by possibly PFO contamination. There has been absolutely no communication of the town of New Windsor to raise public awareness or to educate people in the community about the crisis that we face. New Windsor residents continue to grow more concerned as the New York State Department of Health expands blood testing for all residents in New Windsor. The town of New Windsor should be outraged and demand a plan immediately to clean up Recreation Pond at Stewart Air National Guard Base by those responsible for the contamination. The town of New Windsor should be conducting immediate Part 5 water supply testing on the newly developed Butterhill wells and communicating these results to the residents of New Windsor. The town of New Windsor should take a more proactive role to inform the public and demand the federal government correct the grave danger put upon our town. Mr. Supervisor, it is your duty to protect the health and welfare of all of the residents of New Windsor. You have failed. Please tell us what your plan is to correct our most vital resource.
Thank you. However, as usual, you're misinformed. You're making a political statement rather than any statement of fact, and your facts are totally 100% wrong. Let me read a letter to you. This is directed to Mr. Brand, Regional Director of DEC in New Paltz. And it reads, Mr. Brand, as a follow-up to our phone conversation regarding the detection of PFOS and PFOA in residential wells along Steel Road and Route 207 in the town of New Windsor, I'm copying you on a letter I received from some area residents. So that you know, the area residents wrote me the letter at my request. In my conversations with several of them, they have also expressed concern over the deleterious effect that contaminated well and water filtration systems will have on the resale value of their homes. As we have previously discussed, the permanent and long-term solution to this situation is the provision of municipal water to the affected properties. The town of New Windsor has municipal water in close proximity and could be brought to each individual property expeditiously. The town of New Windsor is ready to cooperate with the state and federal government in their efforts to implement an expedient and permanent solution to this situation. Again, I thank you for your efforts. I look forward to working with you to find a resolution to this situation. And it's copied to everybody that we've been working with since long before it was even in the paper that any PFOS contamination. It's copied to Chuck Schumer, Christine Gilbrand, Senator Larkin, Sean Maloney, Jim Skoufis, Steve Newhouse, and it's copied to Julie Racine, who I'm working with the residents on Steel Road. We have been in touch, and I have to compliment the governor. And we've got some people in the audience. I have to compliment the governor's office on their proactive role in this. Before any of this became even known to the public, they were on the phone with me, telling me exactly what they were doing, exactly where they were testing, exactly the homes they were testing. And we've been back and forth, Arlene, for 8 months. We've been working with the governor's office steadily, and with DEC, and the Department of Health, ever since. So your information not only is erroneous.
What you're
I mean,
referring
well,
to is
whoa, I've got the
private
floor.
wells, is that correct?
You're out of order. Just listen to me. Your information is absolutely 100% wrong. And it's typical scare tactic that
There's no scare tactic, George. I want to find out, as a mother in this community,
you don't have,
what
you don't have, first of all, you don't have a well. If you interrupt me one more time, I'm gonna hold you out of order,
Of course you will.
all right?
That's your typical response.
So you didn't interrupt her?
No, we let you talk, but you obviously can't be that polite. First of all, you don't have well water, you have public water, which comes from the New York City aqueduct, which is tested regularly.
May I respond now?
Pardon?
May I comment?
No, I have the floor.
Our
I have the floor.
You're asking me not to interrupt you, but you're making a comment.
You can respond when
We're
I'm
putting a lot
done.
of money investing in the Butter Hill well.
Well, if you'll let me finish,
Know that the recreation pond
I'm gonna
is
tell you one more
flowing
time.
down the Meduna
do not
Basin,
interrupt me, you're out of order, and I will have you removed.
building new wells. That is my question. What are we doing to protect the new wells?
Are you gonna let me
from
finish, or
being
are you gonna
stolen?
continue
And you
being
haven't
your
answered that
typical rude
question.
self? Are you done?
You haven't answered that
Are
question.
you done?
I
Because
will
I'm not gonna
stop.
start talking if you're gonna interrupt me again. I take it you're done.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So kind of you to let me talk at my own meeting.
No,
Since
this
the,
is the public meeting.
since we started putting the wells in, they have been tested constantly. Constantly. There is no PFOS. in any one of the 3 wells. They are tested on a regular basis, as is the rest of our water supply.
And
Does
is
that
that
answer your question?
information that's public information that
Sure.
New Windsor residents can access?
Pardon?
Is that public information? How do we see that?
Well, I guess you would probably have to foil the test results. You know, before you do, and so that everybody in the audience knows, before these wells go online, we have to do what's called a Part 5 test of any of these wells, which includes all the chemicals. And they're done on a regular basis. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, George, I was just going to add that I had a long discussion with John Agito, who is the chief operating engineer for the water and sewer for the town. And it's my understanding that both the hydrogeologists and the town, and the DEC, excuse me, have determined that the wells are not under the influence of surface water. So
Everybody has also done PFOS tests
Right.
on the supply.
George?
Don, go ahead.
I checked on that, because you know how compliant,
Yeah.
I checked on everything. And we have never taken any water from Washington Lake. That's number one. Our water comes from the aqueduct, and in an emergency, it comes from Brown's Pond.
Mhm.
That is the whole thing right there.
Yeah.
Our water supply is 100% safe.
Our water supply
That's
is.
not what I'm referring to. I
You
know.
better
I-
check
I
into
know-
all right.
it. You better check into it.
I know what you've stated, I understand that. My question is about our future water supply.
I
Is there anybody
checked
else that
into
has
it.
anything to say?
I know we're on the Catskill Aqueduct, I know we shut down, I know there will be repair in the Catskill, I know all of these things. My question was specifically about our future water supply. And secondly,
No, it wasn't.
what are we doing to clean up the original source, which is Recreation Pond and Stewart? And if I
Retention
understand you
pond.
correctly, from that letter, you're saying that you're working with the governor to do that, is that correct?
DEC is in charge of it, and they're
DEC
doing
is
a
in
wonderful
charge.
job, and they're in touch with us constantly.
That's the retention pond.
Excuse me, Recreation Pond.
Once again, an incorrect information.
All right, is there anybody else? Chair will entertain a motion to close the public forum.
So moved. Second.
I need a second.
Second,
You can't-
so, no, I know, I'm waiting for a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Riggenbach?
Yep.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biassiata? Yes. Councilman Malerkey?
Yes.
Yes. Motion to adjourn. Move.
Second.
Councilman Riggenbach?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.